How's it going, everybody? My name is just Jared, but you guys can just call me Jared. I hope you guys are having a good morning. I got my coffee. I'm ready to talk about some No Man's Sky with you guys today. So, things to first point out here. With No Man's Sky 1.4 on the horizon, we don't really know what to expect when it comes to updates this big, I guess, because before 1.3, it was long breaks, like 3-month periods without an update or without word from Hello Games on an update. So it was basically like, give us the update, and then 3 months later, hey look, there's another update. Now since 1.3, it's been a lot different, where once we got 1.3, there was 1.31, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, like it's all the way up to 3.8 now, and all of that has been in communication with Hello Games. Now we're coming up to 1.4 when, it would be the next big content drop. You would think would be 1.4 since we've had 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. But we're not 100% sure if that's going to be the case because they've been consistently updating the game, since 1.3. So maybe they'll just go right through 1.4 and keep updating, and then the next big one will drop when they feel like it's ready to drop. I do not know. But if 1.4 is going to be a big update, what do you guys want to see in that update? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll probably make a similar video like I did to one in the past where we talk about what people want in the game. Because right now, honestly, a lot of what people have wanted in the game is in the game now, surprisingly. I tried to make a list this morning, spent a few minutes doing that, and I just ran out of ideas. Maybe it's because I just woke up, maybe it's because, a lot of the things that people have asked for are in No Man's Sky now. So we're going to run through my list, then you guys let me know what you guys want in the game down in the comments, and I'll make a separate video off of those responses. So, with that being said, what do I want to see in No Man's Sky 1.4? These are in no particular order, just as they came to my mind. First off, submarines or some kind of faster underwater travel. Maybe just able to use your jetpack so you can boost quicker underwater. This is just more of a quality of life improvement because it takes very, very long to travel underwater. And right now there's no incentive to really go underwater at all, so maybe adding in more fish variations or larger fish variations, larger fish creatures, things like that would make people want to go underwater to see if they can find them. Maybe add them deep underwater so it actually, gives you a purpose for the aeration membrane upgrades, gives you a purpose to be able to move faster underwater, gives you a purpose to check out, the underwater landscapes, because variation underwater as far as flora goes is very, very good, and it has been since the beginning. And even sometimes when you're underwater, the music changes and things like that, so it feels like a whole nother, planet that you're on when you're underwater. There's just no actual point to go underwater. There's no, crazy fish or things like that. Most of the time you find, generally the same fish variations, sometimes a little different. Sometimes you get really lucky and find some really cool stuff. But for the most part, there's not that huge underwater creature that I think we need in No Man's Sky, especially for people who just like to adventure around and explore and want to do so underwater as well. Moving right along with more variation, just creature variation in general, just add more creatures, add more creature variations, add more possibilities. I mean, that's always a good thing. Variation is something I want to see in almost every update when it comes to a large update. Flora, fauna, variation. So that means anytime you go to another planet, you're for sure going to see, or there's a possibility, a large chance that you'll see something new. There is still that, definitely. There's things that I see people see and I've never even encountered once in No Man's Sky. Which is crazy, but I just want, more variation, more possibilities. That way, there's a greater chance you'll see something new every time you go to the planet. When you play for a very long time, you see the same things or generally the same creatures and same flora. So it'd be cool to see some new things. Also, taller trees. I'm still on that idea. I would love taller trees. So it actually feels like you're lost on a planet. How do I explain that? So imagine you're walking on a planet. You get out of your ship and you look up and you don't see the sky. All you see is treetops, and you're lost in an actual forest. Whereas if you get out of No Man's Sky right now and you're on a forest planet, you're as tall as all the trees. So it doesn't really feel like that. Now that I know there's mods that do that and things like that, now that I have No Man's Sky, or now that I have a PC that I could play No Man's Sky on, I might try getting on PC and getting just the mod for taller trees, see how that goes, just to try it out, and imagine how it would be if it wasn't a mod and on PS4. But yeah, taller trees is something I definitely want. Variation is something I definitely want. Also, waterfalls and lava, because it's so weird that we don't have fire in the game at all. No fire, no lava. Lava I feel like would be cool on like super hot planets. Just a nice addition. And waterfalls, they talked about, I can't remember where they talked about it at. I can't remember what it was called, but they talked about the possibility of adding waterfalls eventually. So I feel like that could be definitely a thing that they can do. Waterfalls would be awesome. Imagine taking pictures with waterfalls in No Man's Sky. The game's already pretty enough, so that would just be awesome. And lava, of course, I mean, they should be able to do that eventually, I'm assuming. I mean, hey, some things, a lot of things I, underestimate when it comes to game code and things like that, but those I do want to see. They're just small things. Another thing that I know people were asking for before this update was ship building. I would love ship building. I think now with the mechanics they have in the game, it would be a little hard for them to do shipbuilding because they would have to rework a lot of the mechanics they just introduced. But the way that I kind of spoke with a few friends about it was if you had a base ship, but you found like blueprints for ship parts, and then you define, the materials required to build those ship parts, and then you just equip it to your ship, and they give you different bonuses depending on what kind of ship you want to actually build up. And by the end product, you have a pretty nice ship that you have upgraded over time, got attached to, but you upgraded it into this crazy awesome ship that you really love. Rather than just buying new ships over and over again, it would still take time and still take units and still take effort. So it would kind of be the same way, the same grind as it would be buying ships over and over again. But you'd be able to customize it and feel attached to it more by upgrading it and putting different pieces on it, maybe being able to paint it different colors, add different designs maybe. And then the idea I had was to kind of help players progress to the center of a galaxy, would be to increase the rarity of blueprints, of ship blueprints, the closer you get to the center. So as close you are to this, if you're like halfway to the center of a galaxy, this is just throwing numbers out there, halfway to the center of a galaxy, you're more likely to find rarer and more important, more useful ship blueprints than you would if you were on the outer edge of the galaxy, things like that. That would encourage players to move in one direction, closer to the center of the galaxy, if they want to build that perfect ship. And then, different pieces being in different locations as far as where you can find them. Maybe find them in caves, find them in chests somewhere, who knows. Just some way to get these blueprints as quest rewards maybe. But that was kind of something that I had mentioned to a few friends a while ago. I just don't know if they'll be able to do that now with different ship mechanics that they have built into the game since 1.3. It would be awesome to see it eventually. We'll see. I just don't think it'll be in this update if it ever does come to No Man's Sky. Alright, next up we have multiplayer upgrades. So as you guys know, multiplayer co-op is in the game now, but it's not, you don't see each other, you can't interact with each other as far as like trading and things like that. I feel eventually, they did say this was the base of a co-op experience, so they are working to improve it. I feel like in 1.4 they might be able to improve it, maybe with some options of interaction, maybe you'll be able to see a player model, something like that. But I feel like eventually, especially now that they might be able to increase the multiplayer aspect of the game. I know it's been a while since the update, so maybe they've worked on it, who knows. But I know a lot of people do want to see that come to fruition. I've only played multiplayer a couple times, but I'm sure if it were to grow as far as interaction, as far as being able to do different things with people in co-op, I would definitely jump into it more. Next up, we've got more exotic planets with more purpose. So right now, exotic planets I think are way too easy to find. I come across them almost every time I record gameplay. It's really weird, actually. Every time I record gameplay for a video like this, or a video, you know, focused around No Man's Sky, I always find an exotic planet. Every single time, without even trying to. They're way too easy to come across. I feel like exotic needs to be rarer. Exotic needs to be like paradise planets in form of rarity, but if they do that, they need to give them more of a purpose than just looking cool-ish and having those mechanical circles that you can interact with to learn some mysterious lore about the Sentinels and things like that. I feel like there needs to be more purpose, more variations, and they need to be harder to find. I feel like they really could do something cool with exotic planets. I'm not exactly sure what. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments so we could talk about it. But they can do something really cool. Like if they make them look, I mean, they look really cool right now, but the problem is nobody wants to live on them because they look like dead planets with just cool trees, or dead planets with cool rocks, or dead planets with bubbles, or dead planets, you know, with chocolate bars that shine in the light. Like they don't look amazing except for the glowy tree one, like the hexagon planet. I wish they would make them more, they look nicer as well as look exotic. Like if they look exotic, they need to look really, really nice. Really nice, I feel. And then put purpose, add purpose to them, so when you go there, there's things to do that you can't originally do on other planets, things to see, things to, you know, maybe discover, things like that. I feel like, I don't know what they were trying to do with the exotic planets in this one. I feel like they've had to have a bigger reasoning or a bigger purpose behind them, rather than just making an exotic planet, making it look somewhat cool, and then putting these interactions on there where you can learn lore. I feel like there's something missing there that they're probably planning on doing, but have it actually put into the game. So I do want to see something like that. And last but not least, trailer No Man's Sky. That's what we're working up to. We're working up to that one trailer. You guys know what I'm talking about, with the orange grass as the player comes out of the cave, and a giant dinosaur thing like rushes through the trees and knocks them all down. Creatures run from it. You've got the Diplosauruses in the water there. That's the trailer that we want to see No Man's Sky become. That was the trailer, that was the dream trailer, as I call it, of No Man's Sky, and that's what hopefully they're working towards, because that trailer is still the best No Man's Sky trailer, and is still what I hope No Man's Sky can look like and become eventually. So, trailer No Man's Sky, that's what I want from update 1.4. It probably won't happen, but eventually I feel like we're getting there, especially with like the grass improvements and the lighting improvements, and everything's been really good so far. Hello Games has been working hard as hell on these updates, so big thanks to them. Big congratulations on their support since 1.3 and the positive, you know, feedback that they've been getting, which has been cool. Steam reviews are kind of getting back to at least better than, you know, terrible. So yeah, that's all I have for my list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Weirdly enough, recording in the morning, I seem to know what I'm talking about more, rather than when I record late in the day and I'm just rambling on. Maybe it's the coffee, I don't know. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more No Man's Sky news, gameplay, and coverage, as well as other indie game related coverage. My name has been Just Jared. Until next time, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure to let me know what you think and what you want in 1.4 down in the comments. And until next time, have a good one. Peace out.